Welcome to Date with the Divas. Thank you for clicking on our video. I know you'll enjoy it, so do me a favor and click on the subscribe button if you haven't already. Remember to like our videos and hit the notification bell so you never miss our newest videos. Come on, entourage, grab your drink of choice because we got some tea. Ms. Antrice, will you do us the honors?
Certainly. Well, Divas, there is a lot of tea to spill tonight. We're going to start with our favorite pop diva, Miss Britney Spears, who's been making the news lately for antics that have been entertaining to some and a cause of concern to others. So TMZ reported this week that Britney had been pulled over last month and cited by the police for a driving violation. Britney Spears got busted on the road last month, receiving a slap on the wrist for driving without some crucial documentation in her vehicle, TMZ has confirmed. The pop star was pulled over on September 10th by a CHP officer in Ventura County, where she got cited for 2 infractions, according to court records. One of the violations was for driving without a valid license in her possession. The other was for driving without proof of insurance. She was originally pulled over for speeding. So I don't know if the Divas or the entourage is following Britney on Instagram, but her Instagram will keep you thoroughly entertained. For those who don't follow her, she loves to post videos of herself dancing in very risque outfits and bikinis. And on September 25th, she posted a video of herself dancing with knives. And she posted, she captioned it, "I started playing in the kitchen with knives today. Don't worry, they're not real knives." And even though she said that, the way they were clanking together, they sounded and looked like real knives. On September 26th, she posted another video of herself dancing with knives. On September 28th, the police did a wellness check because fans were concerned about Britney, but the police found that she was okay. On September 29th, the video that Alicia just showed was posted where it looked like she had cut herself with the knives, and people again grew alarmed, and she immediately deleted that video. Britney doesn't really delete videos that get pushback, but this one she deleted immediately. And this was to Beyonce's song Daddy Lessons. So a few hours later, she posted another video of herself in I think it was a purple bikini, dancing to Daddy Lessons. I don't know if you guys know the song, but it's an interesting song Beyonce put out about the relationship that an adult woman has with her father. So and we know that Britney Spears has a very interesting relationship with her father, who was over her conservatorship that she fought so hard and broke free of. So Divas, do we think Britney's okay? Like, are we concerned about her?
Oh my goodness.
Yes and no. I feel like she's always been a little eccentric. I am wondering, like, where's her kids at during all this?
Well, her kids are with the dad.
Yeah.
I think.
Okay.
Yeah, and she doesn't necessarily, I don't believe she has the greatest relationship
with them.
Oh, okay. I wonder why she's just now suddenly putting out all these videos. Because of the conservatorship is over with now, she feels freer.
The conservatorship, she's been putting these videos out pretty regularly.
Okay. I feel like she's kind of making a statement a little bit, but also, about being free and things like that. And she always been a little eccentric, and she probably missed performing and doing that, because I do wonder, where's her, next album at, where she probably misses touring. You know what I mean? She probably misses performing, and this is her outlet, maybe. So I'm giving her the benefit of the doubt, saying, this is just her being a little eccentric. Hopefully she is being safe with it, but, she's saying enough to get some husbands, and, more than I can say for myself, so.
Was she practicing for a show or something like this with these?
No, she's not. There's no show. She said she's not interested in performing live.
Oh, really?
She's
clearly she is interested in performing.
Right. I was getting ready to say that's the opposite of what she's doing every Thursday. Like, what the world?
And she changed the angle of the way the camera is because it doesn't do well for her. So
Not at all.
she changed
And
that.
you know, she's just fresh from a divorce and she alienated a lot of her family when the conservatorship thing blew up. Maybe she's just lonely and she's
Bored.
doesn't know how to reach out to people. So
Mhm.
this is she's
Or has
but
no one to trust.
yeah, so
That
she's
part.
behaving like a lot of people and just posting all kinds of stuff online.
Mhm.
I was
Um,
going to say, what's the difference between what she's doing and all these people who just love to see themselves dancing? They put out a dance video every day. They look ridiculous to me, but I don't think they're crazy.
You're right. I agree.
Because she's Britney Spears. I don't know. That's the difference.
Right. I guess the difference is that people are looking for an excuse to say, "Oh, I guess you deserve that conservatorship." You know, no, people are allowed to be different and eccentric and weird, in my opinion, a little bit. And you know, I do think the knives are real, though, like you said, Andres. Because how you gonna say I'm playing with knives in the kitchen today, then dancing with them, talking about they're fake? Who has fake knives? No one, unless you're trying to be a magician. Like,
Well, in her most recent post, she said after the wellness check, she needed to calm her fans down. She said that her people went to a prop place and
oh,
she named
okay.
the place to get her the knives that they use on movie sets, I guess.
That's
And what was the purpose of doing that? So go ahead, Nicole.
She wanted to dance with knives and not kill herself. That was the
Oh,
purpose.
okay. Because she misses performing. So I think she's like, maybe she doesn't know she really misses performing, but she obviously does because she's performing every week. So
Yeah.
Performing for a job for a living is much
Mhm.
different than what she's doing.
yeah,
In
that's
January, her fans called the police because she had unexpectedly deleted her Instagram account. And so they called the authorities to do a wellness check on her in January. And she put out a post where she was really upset and said, you know, I'm glad my fans saw me through the conservatorship because, you know, her fans played a huge role in getting her out of that conservatorship.
Mhm.
But now I hope that they will start to respect my privacy.
Mm.
As we know, they did it again with the knives videos. I wonder why, because Nicole makes a good point. Like a lot of people put out wacky
Right.
videos.
Mhm.
Britney's getting wellness checks.
And why are the police listening to a random fan who doesn't
Thank
even know personally to go do wellness check is what I'm concerned about too.
Yep.
I
But
think
she's Britney.
given her history, right? She's had a meltdown before in public. And so I think that's why her fans are worried. 'Cause
But
you
it should
don't
be the cops listening to people who actually know her personally versus strangers, because strangers can be very crazy themselves. So let's be, you know what I mean? Like setting her up for disaster and stuff, you know? So that's what I'm concerned why they even listen to someone who literally does not know this person. That's like me calling up saying, hey, can you go please check on Beyonce, please? She has not answered my calls. I try to give her. Like,
I haven't heard from Beyonce in a while. It's been a week.
right.
And I think according to I think the NBC site, she had stated that she was copying a dance that Shakira did with knives earlier that week.
Oh, okay. That explains it to me. Yeah.
But I mean, we all know Shakira to be like trained in that type of thing.
Hey, this
Bring
is
it
just like
herself.
those, what is it, the ones, those people, those, wasn't there a show when those kids would do the it was called Jackass, right, or something like that, that they did these weird tricks and things like this, and they said, you know, and that's when
I
they
think you
started this
reaching.
whole
I think you
don't
reaching.
try
Just
this at
stop.
home.
Just stop. Just
I'm just saying, you know, they Shakira didn't say don't try this at home, and she did it at home, and there you go.
Yeah, I wonder if people would look at it differently if she had people dancing with her, because you know how most people dance either with a friend or their child, doing these little things. I wonder if they would have thought something differently if she wasn't by
With
herself.
somebody, maybe you're right. What were you gonna say, Ms. Nicole?
I see these individuals every day over and over. I can't even get to I'm so sick of these shorts or whatever. I wish they would put them separate. You can't get through it without seeing some idiot who thinks they're cute or whatever it is. Do people who do the selfies every day think entourage? I don't get it. I don't get it. So no, leave Britney alone. Do you guys remember? I don't know if you can remember back to Frances Farmer. Have you
Yes.
heard?
Yeah.
She was treated like this. There was nothing wrong with her, but they were constantly throwing her in the nut house to control her.
Oh,
I think
Well,
they did a lobotomy on her, didn't they?
what?
I
I-
can't
you know
remember
what?
I
all
think
the
you're
details.
right. I
think
think
you're right about that.
Leslie. Yeah, yeah.
Oh,
So
But
that's why I
you might be
that's
onto
why
something.
I agree with Alicia's take on this, you know, like why her, why you automatically went and did this, you know, wellness check. If she had people dancing behind her, would we be thinking the same thing? Why are we picking on her?
Right.
Yeah.
And why
That's
are
kind of what it looks like.
doing wellness checks on Kanye West? Because something.
That part. Good point, Auntie. That's
Touche.
where the wellness check needs to be at. Sorry. Go ahead. Sorry to cut you off. I was like,
Let's do a clap.
right.
Entourage, jump down in the comments and let us know, what do you think? Is Britney doing just fine and we should just leave her alone, or do you think somebody does need to go and check on Britney and make sure that she's not over there hurting herself or anybody else? Let us know what you think in the comments. So we're gonna move on down the road to the Bravo universe, where we often find ourselves, divas. For those of you who've not heard, the popular Bravo series, Married to Medicine, is returning for its 10th season.
Wow, 10 seasons already?
Yeah.
Why do I feel like it was like this is season 2 or something? Like, wow, 10?
Because you just now watching it, you catching up, you behind the times, Joe. You know, you need
No, I'm not watching it. It just seems like it just came on the scene, you know? I don't know. It just feels
Really? Oh, wow.
really still
I didn't know it had been 10 years because I've been watching it since day one and it hasn't felt that long. But yeah, it's been 10 seasons and it premieres on Sunday, November 5th. For those of you that do not watch, Married to Medicine is a show that focuses on doctors and their spouses within a circle of friends. So half of the cast are doctors and half of the cast are married to doctors. One of the original stars, this is the cast, the beautiful cast of season 10. One of the original stars and most popular of the show is Miss Quad Webb.
Wait, I'm going to stop and tell most popular. Okay, I'm sorry. I had to.
One of them, I said one of the most popular.
Okay.
You don't like Quad, Alicia?
Absolutely not. She does not. Okay, I'll let you go, but I'm going to let you know she don't need to be there. But go ahead.
Now, Quad was married to Dr. Gregory Lunsford for the first 5 seasons of the show. When they first began filming in season 1, Quad and Dr. Gregory were actually newlyweds. I think they had only been married at like 6 months before the show started filming. They were married for 5 years, and we watched their marriage fall apart in season 5. It happened on the show very dramatically. Well, when filming began for season 10, it was noticeable that Quad was not filming with the cast, and Quad later confirmed that she was in heavy contract negotiations. We all presumed it was about money. It has since become clear that Dr. Gregory, her ex-husband, was asked to return as a cast member with his fiancée and now wife, Letitia Sweet Tea Lunsford, who has been invited to be a full-time cast member for season 10.
Sweet tea?
Yeah, here's what his new wife looks like.
Yeah. So Quad spent season 6, 7, 8, and 9 as a single woman on the show and a full-time.
Too long for me. Too long. She should have been fired. But go.
Some fans argued that perhaps it wasn't appropriate for her to be on the show because she wasn't married to a doctor. Okay, so now Dr. Gregory, her ex-husband, is back on the show with his new bride. She went down to, what's her friend?
Dr. Heavenly.
Dr. Heavenly. Thank you, Alicia. Dr. Heavenly's
What's
podcast.
up with these names? Okay.
And Dr. Heavenly asked her, Quad, how do you feel about, you're the only person in reality TV history that has started with a spouse, got divorced from that spouse, and had that spouse return to the show with their new spouse. How do you feel about being placed in that position? And Quad responded, well, honestly, I have to keep it real with you. I feel disrespected. She continued, the conversation was never had with me, and I've been a staple on this show since its conception, just knowing that it wasn't a pleasant marriage. We saw the two of them fight a lot through the 5 seasons. just knowing it wasn't a pleasant marriage, and people kind of having some understanding of that and some insight about what actually transpired in that marriage. And clearly we sat there on the stage in New York, and Andy Cohen, and we were authentic and very real and very raw. So things were stated there. And I just feel there was respect for me. There was a lack of respect for me when this decision was made. And I know my cast members don't have anything to do with making this decision. So Divas, what do you think? Was it inappropriate, disrespectful of Bravo to bring Quad's ex-husband and his new bride onto the show?
Well, I don't watch the show, but I would say no, because the show is titled Married to Medicine. And so the new
They fit
bride
the
is
criteria.
married to the doctor. And if anyone doesn't fit the show, is this Miss Quad. I mean, I don't know her. I'm not saying anything about, the type of person she is. But if it's a show about married people and she's single, then she shouldn't be on the show.
Well, I'd have to disagree, because they had like the Real Housewives, for example, of New York City, and Bethany Frankel was not married to anyone at that time.
She got married on the show.
She got married on the show, but she when the first, I believe, first 2 or 3 seasons, she was not with.
Housewives, like Kenya Moore wasn't married
Right.
But guess what? They actually contribute to the storylines.
Well, and that's probably why they kept her, because
guess what? Quad's been messy and just only been, she tried to be like, well, she is a villain, in my opinion, a villain of the show. But
so then there's the spice.
Because she has no personal business to share whatsoever. And they kicked off a person who was married, who she was having beef with, and kept her on. So I thought that was a little strange. In my opinion, I'm talking about Miss Mariah.
Talking about Miss Mariah.
Yeah, okay. Yeah. And she helped put the show together, and she got kicked off.
Right.
But yet the person,
but she wasn't she an executive? Mariah was an executive.
Yeah.
Producer?
Yeah.
Yes.
What were you saying, Ms. Nicole?
Nicole is a diva for real, okay? But I think
was it disrespectful?
No, I don't think it's disrespectful, because it's needed for the drama for the show.
Yes,
because Quad's story was getting stale. You could only catfight so much over the same issue so many times. You know what I mean? Like some of these reality shows, they go over the same issue year after year. It's like, okay, enough. You either need to change the cast or do something. Like, so I want to see the interaction with her being forced to be around her new man, her ex-husband's wife now. I want to see it.
It's good for the ratings, because people want to know, well, okay, you guys broke up. What happened to him? Well, now we know he got married. She's still not married. So let's see what the messiness is. So it's
you're gonna have to be around each other. So
it's all about the ratings. I mean,
they don't care nothing about you.
So
it's time for Quad to have her due justice of being being bullied or whatever it is. The tables have turned finally, because usually she's on the other end of making other people uncomfortable. Now it's time to turn the tables.
Well, Gosh, jump down in the comments and let us know what you think. Are you excited to see Miss Letitia Sweet Tea Lunsford go head to head with Quad, or do you feel like Miss Quad has been thoroughly disrespected? Let us know what you think. So we're going to keep it on the Bravo street for one more story. Another divorce to report in the Bravo universe. The Real Housewives of Potomac returns for season 8 on Sunday, November 5th. One of the newer housewives to this franchise is making the news for her recent marital troubles. Mia Thornton, who joined the Real Housewives of Potomac in season 6, came on the show married to Gordon Thornton, who's 33 years her senior. They have been married for 11 years. They have 3 kids together, and they were also partners in some chiropractic businesses. Now, Mia's marriage has always been controversial because of the age difference between the two of them, and because it became clear early on in her filming of the show that Gordon was married when Mia started sleeping with him. Mia was very open and honest about it.
Okay.
So their marriage
She started as the other woman.
She started as the other woman proudly. Like she discussed it openly on the show and with the women that she took him from his previous wife. This woman, 33 years younger than him. But they've been married 11 years and have 3 kids. Okay. Last year, there was some controversy because I said they were in a chiropractic. They had these franchises called The Joint. Mm-hmm. Well, it came out that they were partnered with Gordon's brothers, and the brothers kicked him out of the business and shut off he and Mia's access to all of the finances. And this was done very publicly. Mia and Gordon had to move out of the house they were living in their first season and move into a rental. So it became clear that they had fallen on some hard times. Well, we just found out that in mid-August, Mia filed for divorce from Gordon. I think this was after the show had finished filming. One of the stars of the show, Candace, said that when season wrapped, Gordon texted her husband and another cast member, Wendy's husband, to say he was leaving Mia and he had some tea to spill. He wanted Candace and Wendy to know everything that had happened and why he was leaving Mia. But then we found out it was Mia who filed for separation. And she gave the typical statement about couples go through ups and downs and please respect
reconcilable differences.
But then Gordon came out to TMZ to tell his own side.
The B move.
What'd you say?
The B move.
Yeah, because he's salty. That money ran dry, so she said bye-bye.
So according to TMZ, Mia Thornton's soon-to-be ex-husband Gordon is blasting the Real Housewife for ditching him now that he's in financial trouble. A sure sign, he says, that she was gold digging when she said, "I do." Gordon Thornton tells TMZ Mia only tied the knot with him because she saw the future his resources could provide for her. But now that his funds are inaccessible, she's leaving him in search of a, quote, upgrade. Now, if you watch the video, which is on TMZ, everybody can go watch it. He basically says that they got into financial trouble, and then he had some prostate surgery recently. So he can't perform in the bedroom, I guess, the way he used to be able to. And he's 71, so I'm sure, there's multiple factors here. Mm-hmm. And so he gave her a free pass and told her, listen, if you need to go get your needs met, go get your needs met with whomever you need to. Just don't make it noticeable to me or to others. Mm-hmm. He gave her that pass, I guess, a couple years ago. Well, she took advantage of the pass and she met a man. And Gordon feels he was left for that man who has more money than he does. And so he feels he's been tossed to the side. He's been lied to, cheated on, and disrespected like Miss Quad. And
join the club. Sorry.
He's following Tyler Perry, didn't he?
Left in the dust. So, Divas, I guess my question is, does Mia, if you marry a man for money, what do you then owe him? Like, is who's the victim here? Is Gordon the
Definitely
victim?
not Gordon. He got what he asked for.
Come
He
on,
knew
y'all
she
got
married him for
you
money.
knew what you
Like,
was
come
doing.
on. What were you saying, Joe?
Thank you. I said, when y'all got married, you knew what you was doing. 33 years her senior, you knew what you was doing. You knew what you was getting into.
Exactly.
But if you marry an older man who's 30 years older than you, and then, he can't perform, he falls on some hard times.
And he gave you a free pass? Deuces. What we doing?
That is to just leave him in the lurch?
Yeah.
You let me dabble and go to another candy store. Ooh, that candy store is full. I'm about to eat the candy in the new candy store.
Because that candy store ain't got nothing on the shelves.
Thank you. It's dusty.
You eat the candy. I just want you to come home after you're done with the candy.
Well, apparently Mia fell in love. I heard Gordon say on TMZ that he thinks that she fell in love, or she told him that she fell in love with the guy or whatever. And that's where it crossed her line because she fell in love. Well, Open relationships don't work for this very reason alone.
Even Templeton stayed at the smorgasbord. That's from Charlotte's Web.
Webb, yes. Oh my Lord.
Now we're bringing children fables into this.
Oh,
Oh.
But do you think Mia is leaving him because she fell in love, or do you think Mia is upgrading? Like, this man has run out of money. Like, she's jumping off the train before it jumps off the track.
There you go.
Yeah, I think a little of both, because now that he's getting older, she's gonna have to take care of him physically too. Watch, like when he had that surgery, she had a little taste of what it taking care of him post surgery. She's like,
thank you.
I can't do this for another 10 years of taking care of him as he declines.
And then
And
you ain't got no money.
Right, right. And she saw no benefit no more. You know what I mean? So.
I'm gonna take care of you, and you ain't got no money. Come on, go on, sit on over there.
And she looks very cute.
We gotta use Atrice's word. We easing on down the road.
And she's a 10. She's like way better than him. She's out of his league. So she can find anybody. So
Go through two or three more husbands.
Right.
Yeah. Unfortunately, he's on his last leg. He can't find another, piece like.
But that's his problem. He should have left his first wife. Karma comes back around. What goes around comes around.
Comes around.
You guys are cold.
Yeah.
There's no honor in gold.
She didn't. She said you're not even a bus driver.
Right.
Yeah,
retirement money now.
Taking all of Artrice's words, just throwing them back in.
Catch Artrice, catch.
Michelle, you're very quiet. What do you think?
I don't feel bad for either of those people because they both knew what they were getting into. Now, okay, so maybe he did emotionally attach himself to her and he maybe fooled himself into thinking that she loved him, but clearly she didn't, because look, she jumped ship.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm sorry, if you are dating someone 30 years your junior, you have to stop and think, like, what is it that this person's attracted? Why is this person attracted
What's
to
their
me?
motivation?
Yeah. So, it's the fact that I have money. Now that the money's gone.
So are you saying that older, the relationships with large spans in between cannot last?
No.
True love?
What I'm saying is that when people get into May, December type relationship, both parties understand or should understand that there are inherent risks to that type of relationship. The younger person is attracted to you maybe because she has daddy issues or whatever. But there's
too.
What did you say?
He gave her a free pass too. So like,
yeah.
Well, yeah, but that was the dumb part on his end. Like, what did you expect was going to happen? She's like over there boinking people. She's going to find a different sugar daddy.
Right. Yeah.
I think he thought she would find a lover. I don't think he banked on her finding a man of means, because he took, by Gordon's admission, this is a man who's got deep pockets.
Yeah.
So that's what he didn't
anticipate.
I think he overvalued himself.
Yeah.
You know what? There you go, Michelle. I appreciate that phrase. He overvalued himself. We may have to put that in quotes, Joe.
Okay. That's simple.
Nicole, what you got to say about it?
All men overvalue themselves.
Going across the screen.
The broke ones.
Oh, for sure.
I like that.
Is that it, Nicole?
You overvalued yourself.
Is that that's devaluating the assets? Is that kind of what some former presidents have done?
Ooh.
Assets. Another key phrase. Devaluating the assets.
I had. Okay. Well, Entourage, jump down in the comments and let us know, who do you think is at fault, Mia or Old Man Gordon? Or is this a victimless crime?
What goes around comes around.
Right.
Yep.
Okay, so we are going to end the evening on breaking news. I don't know if you guys have been on the blogs in the last hours, but our favorite actress, Miss Jada Pinkett Smith, is in the news again about her marriage. Jada Pinkett, my sources for this story are People and Us magazine. Jada Pinkett Smith is on a publicity tour for her new memoir, Worthy, which is out on October 17th. In a clip from her forthcoming NBC News primetime special with Hoda Kotb, is that her last name? Jada revealed that she and her husband, Will Smith, have actually been separated since 2016. She says they had not previously gone public with the separation because they were, quote, not ready yet. Now, Divas, you may remember that Miss Pinkett was in an entanglement with a young man named August Alsina in 2020. And Will went on the Red Table Talk with her to discuss the impact that the affair had on their marriage. Well, apparently they were separated at that time. The 2022 infamous slap of Chris Rock, where he made jokes about Jada's hairstyle that Will did not appreciate. Everybody saw a man caping for his wife. Well, it turned out he and that wife were separated at that time. Jada says that they are still, quote, trying to figure out between the two of us how to be in partnership. I'm not sure how you be in partnership with somebody that you're separated from, but she went on to say, I made a promise that there will never be a reason to get a divorce. We will work through whatever, and I just haven't been able to break that promise. I guess that was her explanation for why there's been no divorce and a 7-year separation. She did say we do live separately.
So they both get a pass?
That was unclear.
Well, that's been the case. I feel like on the Red Table Talk, they said that they both have passes for each other.
So they both confirmed that they swinging.
Right.
Why don't they just admit that they're in an open marriage?
Thank you, and call it a day and just keep moving.
The difference between an open marriage and living separately, she made it seem like they live separately, like they are separated.
Well, I feel like they kind of fooled the public with this whole Red Table Talk stuff, acting on like all family together. Let's have this whole sit down about the entanglement. What was the purpose of having this Red Table Talk about August Alsina?
Exactly.
If y'all were separated and he shouldn't have been crying he was acting. Was he just acting to get in front of the Oscar Red Table then?
Or was that at the beginning of their separation? No, it wasn't at the beginning of the separation.
It was
so like what we're doing.
Yeah.
So do you think Will and Jada been playing in our faces all this time?
I feel like it.
Yeah.
They're looking for attention. Nobody's been talking about them for a hot minute. It's just little twerks here and there, and now you want some more attention.
The receipts ain't adding up. I'm gonna need
I don't understand.
And how come Will didn't say this in his book?
Think they're separated? Is that what you're saying?
I don't believe they're separated. I don't believe they've been separated since 2016. Number one, that entanglement did not happen in 2020. That's when the talk happened, I believe.
When did the entanglement happen, Nicole?
They met in 2015.
When did the entanglement happen?
I'm telling you what I know. They met in 2015 and then said that's when it, I guess, started. But in any case, maybe she said something to Hoda. I don't remember, but it wasn't in 2020. I didn't get the impression that this had just happened. When she's talked at the Red Table, she said during that period when I was in the entanglement, Will and I were separated. And she did
say that. She said that at the Red Table Talk, that during the entanglement they were separated. So that tracks.
They were having problems or something, number one.
Well, she said they were separated.
So if they've been separated all that time, just saying.
What are we doing?
Thank you.
And why was she still there? She tried to put out that other video where she was filming Will and he said, at least ask me before.
Yes.
Why is she still there and in all that? Why is he upset over all this stuff?
Exactly, Nicole. Like even in the 2020, I mean, the man was upset, truly upset. if you've been separate, I'm not saying that you maybe can't have feelings for a person even though there's a separation, but I mean, he was just totally devastated. Is he not then? If this is a separation, is this not an amicable separation? Is it
Right.
just on? Then it
And I have
just doesn't make sense.
I have
No,
a question. Didn't he have his own?
He did.
Yes,
Mm.
yes.
So I don't
Well,
feel that he
He's out
wants his
there
cake and eat it
cricket.
too.
Yes,
I
yes.
don't know. I don't know.
Yeah. That's why I didn't feel during the entanglement red table talk that Will was devastated. I felt he was humiliated.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I felt the same.
What is all of this? I don't understand.
I'm not understanding
What
either.
is all of this then? Like, then what was the big deal? You were
Thank you.
separated. So then what's the big deal?
You were separated. You was getting your action. She was getting her action. Your action didn't work out, and hers was working out. So you got angry.
And isn't it
Remember, August Alsina was friends with her son.
Right.
He was living with them as the son's friend, and he was there, for support, for the family to support him, and he got supported in a way that nobody expected. So I think there was that element to the story. And then August Alsina was not happy because he's the one who spilled the beans, and he made Jada Pinkett look crazy. He was very, very upset by the way she treated him.
Yeah, he probably felt used.
Yeah, he did.
Well, he was.
Do you think that, and Michelle brought this part up, is this, do you think that maybe this is all just so that there is a different title to their relationship, where because everybody was, oh, they're swingers, or maybe they don't care for that, and they figure separation sounds
And then
better?
now isn't it thrown out that
Like-
Chris Rock apparently asked her out on a date?
It's so petty.
This opportunity, this situation, I think one of you said in the beginning that it's for attention, because don't you find it odd that her book comes out shortly after Kerry Washington's book comes out? So
she wouldn't have known when Carrie was writing her book. She didn't just spit it out overnight. So
no, granted, but they've both been writing for us for a time, and Tinseltown talks. They talk.
Yeah, they know when things are happening before we do.
Yeah, as far as being released, Nicole, not necessarily when they're writing it, but being released.
Oh, well, the release has, who cares when it's released? What I was going to really say is that she did not like the way she was portrayed. I think that was enough to try to turn the tide from making her look so awful. And so she's trying to say, I did nothing wrong.
She looks stupid.
So that's what I'm saying. So this is a way to make things a little bit smoother by saying it's a separation, Nicole. Is that what you're saying?
I think that's maybe what she thought.
Okay.
That's idiotic.
Nicole, do you think it makes her look better if they were separated this whole time?
Nothing. I hate to do that.
Nothing makes it
I don't
better.
like Jada Pinkett. I don't like her personality. I don't like anything about her. So I don't see that anything's going to make her look better. I can't believe people would really believe that they were separated all this time without more proof than her just saying it. I don't buy it at all.
So you think she's lying?
Yes.
Oh, interesting.
I agree with Nicole. I think that she's lying to change the narrative that everybody else has written about her and Will.
Hmm.
But there have been rumors about that marriage for a decade. Like,
Thank you.
And they always help fuel those rumors for some reason. They say, leave us alone, let us mind our business, but they're always spilling their own businesses. It's like,
I remember when the August Alsina story came out, hearing people who were like in the industry say, Will Smith lives in Paris with a whole girlfriend. Like, he is not with Jada Pinkett. That is not a real marriage. People have been saying that for a long time. They just don't.
That's different than being separated, though. She's acting like they were separated, not like they had an open marriage.
yeah.
She's saying their lives were completely, totally apart, separate.
But they definitely don't act like that. You go on their Instagram pages, they always all up in each other's faces and all that sort of stuff. And
And
I
Will
mean,
somehow forgot to mention it in his book because he had a different narrative on their relationship. So I don't
The
know.
ruse. Total ruse.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just feel like they're playing
They're looking
the
for some
public. I feel like they're
headlines.
playing the public. They are attention whores,
Mhm.
and it's all for their book grabs. Because why didn't Will say that in his book, in his version of the book? You know what I mean? So
Just want to get out of the group chat. Like, I don't.
right,
You know?
Bye.
right.
Like, I don't hear any more details about this toxic marriage. End it or don't. But why do we have to be involved?
Thank you.
Intermittently, like, you know.
Yeah, there's really no reason for them to still be together. The kids are grown. You can really separate your businesses quite easily. Like it just, yeah.
Agreed. Just do your thing. Do your thing. You don't got to shout it from the rooftops. We don't need a
Right.
6. Do your thing.
Thank you.
Yeah,
No
but
need.
I think you guys have been saying all along is that these are two people who need kind of to be validated by the public
Mhm.
all the time. And so this is her yet another attempt to get validation, like, oh, you're the victim and so everybody support you now. Like, but no, for me it just frustrates me more. Like, just be quiet. Like Andre said, your relationship is very toxic. It should not be showcased for everyone to see.
You know that I heard somewhere that they were sort of modeling their relationship after Ruby and what was her husband's name?
Ruby D
Ruby
Yeah.
D and
and
Ozzy.
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 Ozzy Davis? Ozzy Davis? Oh, I didn't know that.
They had a very, very open
Oh, I didn't know.
relationship.
Neither
Yeah.
did I.
See how
Well, they
they
kept it on the hush.
See how they
Does
kept
it-
it quiet.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Well,
Thank
most
you.
cases did. Well, that's why these people were trying to keep it quiet too before the round table, or what is it? The red table.
Good table talk. Yeah. Okay. All right. Well, Entourage, jump down in the comments and let us know. Are you fascinated, enthralled by this new information Miss Pinkett Smith has laid on us? Or like us, would you like to exit the group chats and just let them go on quietly with their business? But in any case, if you've stayed this long, you may as well hit that like button. And why not subscribe? And why not share our videos with some friends and coworkers? It's an easy and free way to support our channel. And thank you so much, if you stayed this long, for hanging with the Divas for another week of tea. And don't forget, we drop videos once a week, usually Friday, Saturday, and the tea is always hot. So good night, everyone.
Nice.